drones to deliver to accurate places with zero latency. Or you can perform remote surgery sessions using the cellular network. Or you can operate robots in automated factories that are not connected to fiber, just connected to the 5G network. Or use the network to run places for virtual reality, augmented reality. And also you need zero latency for online gaming type of events. So this type of solutions can be provided with the Spark 2020. Another problem that usually bothers us is location. Many times we forget where we put our things, or we cannot find, and it will be very useful to have an application or an ability to find things in a very accurately. Now imagine you have a system that can give you 1 centimeter location accuracy. Then you can operate autonomous robots, or you can use applications like tactile internet, or you can run autonomous warehouses to move packets from place to place with autonomous robots. Or you can have thousands of applications for IoT using 1 centimeter location accuracy. So that's what the Spark 2020 system on chip can do for you. It's a chip or system on chip that complies with the 5G 3GPP standard for release 15 or release 16 ready, includes the physical layer and the MAC layer of the communication network. It is based on FPGA technology with 16 nanometer technology. It means it is upgradable. And the main features are it can support 200 megahertz of bandwidth in different bands. It can support 10 gigabits capacity with carrier aggregation. It has a round trip latency, less than 0.5 millisecond. And it has the 1 centimeter UE location accuracy, means the device that you are connected with can be located with 1 centimeter accuracy. As a physical layer split with O-RAN interface, which is the new interface between the DU and RU, and has the functionality like multi-user MIMO, beamforming, and collaborative multipoint. But the two main competitive advantages of the Spark 2020 is what I already mentioned. The round trip latency of 0.5 milliseconds. And this is due to many features that we do. It's an holistic approach. We're using mini slots. We are using short TTI in the symbols. We are using a distributed architecture. We are implementing a hardware-based scheduler and also an edge cloud with MEC. All these functions together give us the ability to provide a round-trip latency of less than 0.5 milliseconds. Another attribute is the 1 centimeter location accuracy. This we can achieve using our patent-pending algorithm to measure differential time of arrival of the OVDMA signal with accuracy of sub-nanosecond. There, once we can measure the differential time of arrival very accurately on sub-nanosecond level, then you can give you a 1 centimeter location accuracy of the device you want to find. Now, this is the implementation of our Spark 2020 family. We have two chips, one implemented in the DU or the DRAM that includes the high physical layer, and the other chip is in the remote radio unit or the ORU. These two units are connected using the O-RAN interface, and one DU can support up to 64 remote radio units, so you can cover a whole neighborhood or a highway using this architecture. And when your device, when your unit will move from one base station, one RRH to another, you don't do handoff, you just do beam switching, then you can do it in nanosecond instead of a millisecond. So this gives you the accuracy and the low latency. Ranel is a startup founded in 2015, 5 years ago, and we have the products ready already. And we are expert in the OFDMA technology, which was invented by our team many years ago, and it was used for 4G networks and LTE and WiMAX, and it's deployed today with the 5G network as well. So we are considered a center of excellence for this OFDMA technology. We not only provide the chipset or the system on chip, we provide a full reference design of these two boxes, the ORU or the RRH. These boxes include the baseband card with the chip, include an RF board that can support up to 6 gigahertz or up converted to millimeter waves for 28 gigahertz, for example. And also has an embedded antenna. This is an example of an antenna of 3.3 to 3.8. It's a beamforming antenna. So it's all the RU in one box, that it's the size of the shoebox. Also, the ODU is provided. We provide the base unit with the chip. We provide also an optional edge cloud computer where you can put the MEC application and run the application just over the edge of the network with mobile edge computer and computing and edge cloud capabilities. On this card, you can add the layer 2 and layer 3, where layer 1 is running on the baseband board. So what Ranel is proposing to our customer, we can provide the full reference design of these two boxes that contain the physical layer. So it can be used by operators to test these capabilities of low latency and accurate location position, or can be used by equipment manufacturers like NEC or Fujitsu in Japan, or it can be used by OEMs. So we can provide the full manufacturing files of these devices in order for you to manufacture these products or design or change it by ourselves. And these products are already, can be delivered starting from this quarter. In order to, if you are interested in the product, please contact me. You have or join our website, or you can contact the Ranel representatives in Japan, which is Macnica. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
イスラエルさん、ありがとうございました。ご質問ある方は、チャット機能の方に、書いていただけたらと思います。Israel san, can you see the chat?
You have one question, Israel.
Yeah.
What is the revenue of 2019?
Okay, the question is if it's feasible to do zero latency. It's not zero, but it's what I call perceived zero latency, which is a latency which is less than 0.5 millisecond or 500 microsecond end-to-end. And this type of latencies allows you to use all the applications that I'll show in the beginning of my presentation. So it's not zero, it's 500 microseconds.
Okay. All right, another questions. What type of partner are you looking for?
I'm looking for equipment vendors. I'm looking for OEMs that want to manufacture in Japan. And I'm looking also for vertical operators, for example, operators of online gaming stadiums or virtual reality stadiums or factories that want to implement a 5G network in their facilities. All these type of customers can use our product in their facilities if they are interested in these features like the low latency and the accurate location.
And the last question, is your technology transferable to the future 6G standard?
Because it is FPGA, you can always upgrade it. Okay, so it's a solution that you can always upgrade it because it is FPGA. There is another question about the bandwidth. He said that is bandwidth limiting the latency? The answer is no. We can deliver this latency with the broad bandwidth with the 200 or 400 megahertz of bandwidth. So the latency is not related to the bandwidth in our case.
Okay, thank you so much, Israel-san.
Everybody.
Okay. 次に、テタビ、VP プロダクト、ビジネスディベロップメントのモシェ・カラコさん、お願いいたします。モシェさん、go ahead.
Thank you, Saguro-san. Thank you, everybody, for joining. So if you can see my screen. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I'm going to show you some very exciting technology that Tetavi are doing. Tetavi, in one sentence, is creating high-fidelity holograms, virtual assets, or avatars from real people. The agenda is we're going to talk about what is volumetric video or what is holograms, what are the opportunities for 5G carriers or 5G or companies that deals with 5G around this very start new media, new type of technology for showing a new media. We're going to talk about a case study that we did nationwide here in Israel. We'll talk about virtual and fashion show examples. We'll talk about the studio itself, and then a little bit about what Tetavi is doing and what are the opportunities that we are looking for in Japan. So basically, volumetric video is a technique to capture three-dimensional space. That means that a person that comes into our studio basically become a 3D hologram. The captured scene then can be viewed from any angle. That means that you can, after you capture a person, you can walk around him, you can look from every angle, you can look from up close, from up and down, you can look around him like it was a real person augmented in the area. It creates a very immersive and interactive experience, especially in COVID-19 when people are away at home and cannot join a lot of music festivals, a lot of movies and so on. It's a way to participate by yourself in these kind of events using, you can look for every angle and look from every perspective, like you are the first seat in the show. The way we create it is that Tetavi developed a full end-to-end solution for capturing three-dimensional space. This is how the capture area look like. We have our own developed cameras, artificial intelligence algorithms, and distribution system. So for end-to-end, we can create this online or this avatar creation process from end to end. So basically, we provide a capture system. That means that we place 4 cameras in the room. We just need any room, any type of room. There's no pre-requirement for what we need from this room, just an open space. We have a capture system. We use AI algorithms, machine learning algorithms, and computer vision algorithms to create a 3-dimensional avatar from the real person. And then we have a complete distribution platforms that you can use with partnerships with third parties, or you can use ThetaViz algorithms as well for that. COVID-19, we saw that before COVID-19, but COVID-19 actually created a lot of attention around this kind of technology because it's creating increasing demand for content creators and brands such as pop stars, sports leagues, performers, singers, and so on, to create virtual events that can be experienced with wide amount of audience in a virtual world. Basically, why this is relevant to especially for 5G. 5G takes a lot of parts in creating this kind of delivery in this kind of experience. First, from the capture stage, ThetaViz solution is a mobile stage. It can be placed on site, on several places that the event is taking place. Then we can use a pre-captured or a live streaming over 5G to distribute this experience to an enormous amount of VR, AR, XR, mobile phones, TVs, and so on. So basically, everything can be delivered over 5G, and the zero latency, the high bandwidth, the location-based capabilities can create huge amount of new opportunities when you create this kind of, when you use this kind of technology. Additional very exciting opportunity created or emerging lately is create a telepresence virtual meeting, a virtual training. That means that a virtual person or an avatar of a virtual person captured in ThetaViz system can meet with actual person on the same virtual space using many kind of technologies like Oculus Quest, Facebook Oculus Quest, Magic Leap, and so on. So the use of avatars, the use of meetings in virtual space or virtual experience can be enabled using 5G networks and can be creating much more impact. This is an experience we did a few months ago, actually. The President of the State of Israel, it was Israel Independence Day on April 29th. And usually every year is lecturing, is giving a national speech. But this year, due to COVID-19, he could not do that. So actually he came to ThetaViz and said, okay, create a virtual person out of me. And this is exactly what he did. So on April 29, people got a QR code or a link that you can use Web AR to launch this kind of application, and everybody see the president in live speaking, saying many things, and he can walk around. People took pictures with him, shared on social network. And in 2 days, we have 250,000 users on this application itself. 2 days, 250,000 users. Additional things that we are working on is, for example, virtual music videos, for example, a TikTok style or Snapchat style or KakaoTalk style, when you can join your favorite artist and you can shoot a video clip together, and then you can share with a lot of people. One more application that we are working right now with a very big brand in France is doing a capture of a virtual fashion show. People cannot go to fashion show right now or can use it for retail, but here's the process. the models comes to our system. This is how the system looks like. She walks inside the studio, then she became a virtual asset. This is an iOS version. This is how it looks very up close. Location-based 5G gaming, think about it as Pokemon Go, but with real people. You can look for real people, you can play mini games around the areas and so on. This is how the system looks like. This is one of our labs in one of our studios in Los Angeles. We have several studios worldwide. Today, the headquarters is based in Tel Aviv. We also have offices in the United States, in New York, and in California. We also have an office in Tokyo, Japan. I will introduce one of my colleagues over there. We have several partners. We founded in 2016. We are 22 employees. But even though we are a very young startup, we come from a very, very long experience doing these kind of things. What I'm looking for? I'm looking for basically for collaborations and partnerships. That means everyone that wants to take part in this new and exciting world of new media, of next generation video, production studio, VR gaming, brands that want to create content and so on, ad tech, training partners, everyone that want to get into this exciting world, and also investments. We are into investment round A right now, and we are looking for partners to join. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining in. I can be reached at my email, through the website, and we also have a lot of demo videos on our Vimeo channel, and I can share this presentation with you if you contact me through email. Thank you very much. If you have any kind of questions, I will gladly answer.
それでは2分間の質疑応答に移りたいと思います。質問がある方は、チャット機能の方に、書き込んでいただけたらと思います。
Okay, I see several questions here. Okay, so the first one, if it's possible to capture multiple people, so there is a possibility for that. There are several ways to achieve that. One is to capture many people on the same time, for example, boxing, safe, and so on. But there's additional way that we can capture many people individually and then place everyone together on the same floor. For example, we did a movie, a three-dimensional movie with 51 actors and extras when we placed everyone together in the post-process. So yes, the answer is yes. How much does it cost? We need to talk this in person because we're looking for collaboration, and the cost is really based on the potential here. Regarding the audio solution question, so yes, we support 3D audio. We support many kinds of audio solution. We can talk about this in private. So we are 22, regarding the number of people that work in the company. Today, we are 22 people all around the world. Most of them R&D based in Tel Aviv, Israel. The reason that so little people can do so much things is because we built the entire solution on artificial intelligence and machine learning. So every time the machine is taking pictures, actually learning new things. So we saved a lot of human power by the system optimizing itself. So we have several ways to do representation. We have partnership. Yes, we have partnership with Crescent for the person that asked that. You can contact them, or you can contact directly me, or you can contact one of my colleagues in Japan. We have an office in Japan and representation in Japan. So I can give you all the information as needed, and you can talk with them directly.
Okay. ありがとうございました。Thank you so much, モシェさん。
Thank you very much.
それでは、次の企業に移りたいと思います。テクセルの、アミール・エイラットさん、よろしくお願いします。アミールさん、go ahead.
A second, yeah. So again, thank you so much, Segura-san. It's a pleasure to be here today and present to you Texel. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to you. And also I'm starting the time because I want to be on the dot. So Texel is actually offering a personal TV platform, and we do that with the following. So the idea behind the proposition is that we amplify the content that is running on your OTT TV platform. So anyone here who has an OTT TV implementation or an aspiration to have one in place, whether it's based on live events or whether it's based on a full VOD store, the platform that we supply actually does the following. First thing first, it allows us to plug any kind of media together with the OTT feed itself. So whether it's from social networks or it's coming from different sources like podcasts or vloggers who are on YouTube or Facebook, we can bring that into the platform. And not only that, but also understand exactly what kind of source is available. And also, we can bring in UGC as little as contribution from your own camera, from your home, and we're going to talk about that feature in a moment. Within the platform, we have the capability to mix videos together. So that's the video mixer, and synchronize them into a single feed. And then comes into play the 5G topography, which allows us to do the personal composition. The personal composition allows us to get the zero latency or very low latency, allows us to bring together massive amount of video into single streams that serve the end users, and allows us to create a personal, unique feed using edge compute, which is very much suitable for the 5G topography. And we're doing that on top of a very modular and elastic video path flow, which we do, again, depending on the particular system in place, but we can definitely overlay on top of an existing OTT system and work with your current suppliers, or we have our own proposition. And the end result is that the user gets a complete control on what is a personalization or personal TV. And the main areas this actually is articulated is in our ability to create these three scenarios. The first base scenario is the ability to watch together. In a world of COVID-19, it's clear that social distancing is something of the present and the future. And with that, we still want to watch together TV. And in the baseline, our technology allows for each one to contribute their own image and video and chat along the transmission of the OTT and watch together, synchronized at the same time. So this is the co-viewing. On top of that, we are proposing to have, I would say, chat rooms for other storytellers to lead the event. Certain events such as sporting events or award events or reality TV calls for interesting commentary from celebrities or professionals, and similar to what's happening in Twitch, you are able to bring into the OTT service those kind of commentators and those kind of storytellers that can replace the immediate implementation or immediate feed of the broadcast feed, so making it much more interesting. The third is the ability to actually choose what you have on whichever OTT display you're using, whether it's on your mobile or on your TV screen. And that means that you can choose the camera angles, or you can choose the vloggers, or you can choose your friend who is talking. And this is all being controlled by the end user. In the implementation we've done, and I want to tell you a little more about that in a moment with Rakuten, the remote control was a phone app that allowed the end user to control exactly what they want to see. And this was connected to the platform in the backend, in the cloud. And due to the zero latency or the low latency, it allowed us to immediately reflect that into the screen in front of the end users. This is in a very high level how the platform as a service looks like. Any kind of content on the one hand goes into the media and core ingestion and the ability to get the various feeds. The video mixer that allows us to mix everything together, and of course the personal composers that allows us to support the various implementation. Obviously, when you have the ability to personalize so deep, then also advertising is made even more deeper and more interesting. Here's an example of how it will look like. Again, this is of course marketecture style of example, and obviously if we will dive deeper, then there is the full-fledged architecture for your review. But the idea is how we mix together feeds coming from the homes of the users, from the podcast feeds and the angle, from the storytellers, from YouTube or Facebook, or from whichever camera or platform for that amount that you might have, with social and stats, and then compose it on the edge itself and serve, of course, any kind of OTT device. We have been very fortunate to be already working with leading customers, where one of our leading customers is Rakuten in Japan. If you go to our website, texel.live, you'll be able to see an example of the work that we've done together. There's a video over there. But the collaboration and the work that we're doing is continuing, and we are now in active deployment, and it's been a very, very fruitful engagement, and you'll see that taking place in your own market very soon. We are very close and collaborating with the Deutsche Telekom. We have actually 3 projects already, and in Germany, we're working on co-viewing, and in Poland, we're working on the ability to bring the personal TV aspects, where you can choose exactly what you're watching around events. We've done an event around Top Model. Same goes with BT Sports, and same work goes for Intel. So quite a bit of implementation for 2020, and we look forward to continuing leveraging our technology in the marketplace. Very, very seasoned team that has a lot of experience on the TV market, video market, and we are based in Tel Aviv in Israel. And I have a little bit time left, which I want to try and share with you a video. Hopefully it will not jitter too much. Usually it has, we have good experience with it. It's only 2.5 minutes, and this is exactly the time that I have left with.
Experience as a service platform enables content providers to deliver personalized shared experiences for each viewer through seamless interaction with content and between users. Each viewer is getting their own personal stream on any device or network. Choose your own camera angles and commentator. Invite friends to join in. Include stats and social feeds you follow, or even get the next generation of targeted ads. Texel's platform provides a unique point of view to each viewer by first ingesting an unlimited variety of sources of unbounded size. It then breaks down these massive streams of data into smaller elements, reconstructs a tailored stream, and delivers it all the way to the viewer in real time.
Rakuten TV offered exclusive live streaming of the games in addition to hosting a public viewing.
Right now it's a sports event, but in the future it can be really a lot of other things as well. We're giving him the choice to do it as he likes. We're putting the control in the hand of the user. So really differentiating ourselves from, any other thing that I've seen to this.
Ona była naprawdę świetna. Ona jest zwyczajnie sexy, piękna, seksowna. Ale ona jest taka, nie pokazuje w ogóle emocji. To mi się podoba bardzo. No, totalnie.
All right, this is it from my side. Now let's see what kind of Q&A.
それでは2分間の質疑応答に移りたいと思います。質問のある方はチャットの方に書き込んでいただけたらと思います。
So first questions, we don't have yet a Japanese entity. However, we have already a local person that started working, but definitely the Japanese market, especially as we have already a very demanding customer in place, is something that we are looking to further enhance and work together. So as I said in my presentation, our direct customers currently are Rakuten, DT with a few of their companies in Germany and Poland, TVN, which is a Polish company which is part of Discovery, and BT. Okay. Any other questions?
Maybe no question.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
じゃあそれでは、次の企業に、移らせていただきたいと思います。ビジブルゾーン CEO のガビ・オフィルさん、お願いいたします。ガビさん、お願いします。
Hi, good afternoon. I hope that you can see the screen. Okay, I'm Gabi Ophir. I'm the CEO and founder of Visible Zone. It's a very young company established 1 year ago, and we are operating in Jerusalem. Actually, our company provides the life-saving solution based on mobile phone that everyone is carrying. Mobile phone is a very sophisticated device, not only to communicate between people, it also has transceivers, sensors, processing capability, memory, etc. And when we have it all time with us, so actually we are, as humans, becoming an IoT entity, and using this concept, we are providing, as I said, life-saving solutions. Probably you know from the automotive domain that there is a concept of V2X, V to everything. We are actually promoting a new concept, phone to everything, using a mobile phone in order to provide solution for several segments. What we're actually doing, we are, by using the mobile phone, we are integrating an AI model into the mobile phone that can understand the context of the user. After understanding the context of the user, we are starting to sample sensors in order to understand human behavior. And we also have another module, the third level module, that even can predict human behavior 3 seconds ahead. This is the AI related engine that we have in the mobile phone. And when the context-driven engine understands that the human is in life danger situation, the mobile phones start to transmit signals, direct mode signals, in order to notify about this endangering event. Our solution is relevant for several segments. First of all, for the mobility domain, automotive domain, we are providing with this technology a solution for collision avoidance system between vehicles and pedestrians. This data that we are providing in real time is also reducing the uncertainty on roads. This is something that is very important to autonomous cars. Another segment that we are operating in is smart cities. Using this technology, phone to infrastructure, we are providing additional insights in order to optimize, for instance, traffic lights, electronic signs, better planning cities using this technology. Close compound segment, it's a very important segment that we are operating also. Close compound, I mean airports, harbors, logistical centers. We are providing a safety solution. Actually, we are able to create around assets, around people and employees and around forklifts and cars, electronic fence in order to avoid collision between them. And the fourth segment is public safety, and I will explain it later. As I mentioned, our technology is based on two anchors. One anchor is AI-based. First of all, understanding the context. For instance, if the user is near road, the system is understanding. Then we are starting to sample sensors in order to understand his behavior. And then actually we can also predict human behavior 3 seconds ahead. It's very important for automotive domain, and I will explain it in a minute. The other technology anchor, it's our capability to transmit direct mode signals, meaning that we are not using any cellular link for that. It's a point to multi-point direct signals, and we are achieving ranges up to 180 meters. It's an ad hoc transmission. This is very good and optimal for low latency. We don't have another point of failure by using servers or cellular link, so it's really important. It's much better to manage the event itself. And for privacy, ad hoc transmission is much better than if the server is involved. So we are not using any kind of cellular links. It's serverless solution. So let's start with the automotive domain. There is many disruptive technologies there, LiDARs, cameras, etc. Hardware-based solutions. These solutions are not cost-effective, especially LiDAR, cost thousands of dollars. Not all the OEMs can afford themselves to use it, so they need to compromise on safety. And sometimes they even change the design of the car. And all these technologies are require line of sight, meaning that if pedestrian is behind the obstacle, these technologies cannot detect obstacles behind, cannot detect pedestrian behind obstacles. And this is the problem that we want to solve. Actually, we are providing our solution integrated into mobile phone as an SDK version or a firmware version. It goes this way. When the AI model understands that in the next 3 seconds, the pedestrian is going to cross the road, it ignites the other technology, and the mobile phone of the user starting like a transponder, starting to send life-saving signals. These signals are carrying a payload with a lot of relevant data about his behavior. If it's, for instance, if it's typing in his mobile phone while crossing the road, or listening to a music, and he is not aware about what happened. So all this information is conveyed to all the cars in the radius of 180 meters. It can be detected in the car. Of course, because we are using direct mode RF transmission, so our system in the car can also see pedestrians behind obstacles. We can detect them, and if it's relevant, each car is doing a danger scaling, and if it's relevant to that specific car, he will alert the driver about the emerging life danger situation. These signals can be also sent to the ECU of the car if it's autonomous car. Here I will show you a demo that we had made in Jerusalem for one of the OEMs. You can see here how we detect pedestrian behind the obstacle, and in order to avoid the accident. We have two demos. One, we implemented collision avoidance system using mobile phone, and the other is integrated this solution to the Android Auto. So let's see it. The green light, it's a detection time, but it's too early. And now we are alerting the driver, even though that the pedestrian was behind this truck, our system can detect him much before, 100 meters before, and by that he will take all the measures to slow the car and avoid the collision. The same solution we are integrated into the Android Auto. It's green, it's detection time, and the red is alerting time, because it was too close and the driver need to take immediate measures. Another segment that we are operating is smart cities. As I mentioned, we are giving these life-saving signals in order to optimize traffic lights. For now, the traffic lights are considering only the cars that are approaching to the conjunction onto the traffic light, but there is a big need when kids are arriving near roads to give them immediate green light. So this technology provides another layer of knowledge in order to optimize traffic lights, and the same is for electronic signs. We can detect crowds, we can provide insights how to better plan smart cities when new crossroad is needed. So this is another segment that we are operating. We are now in Helsinki a pilot, and we will start shortly in also our pilot in Arizona. The third segment is, as I mentioned, is close compounds. For instance, airports. We are providing there. We can meet 95% of all the use cases of safety. This technology can meet and can provide solutions. What we are doing is using our mobile phone technology and direct mode communication. We actually, as I mentioned, we are creating around assets, vehicles, forklifts, and employees, electronic fence. When two cars are approaching, like V2V, they will be immediately alerted. If a forklift is approaching two assets, in order to avoid collision, it's also be alerted. And of course, vehicles to employees, the same technology is used here in order to avoid the accident in the workplaces. 2 months ago, more than 2 months ago, we understand that our technology is very relevant for COVID-19 era. We actually turned our technology immediately in order to provide the contact tracing and social distancing alert application. We are using the same technology, but now low energy, short range technology in order to detect and record contacts between people. We are providing this solution to workplaces and organizations only. It's already product, and we are selling this product in Israel, in India, and in the United States. This solution is validated by the Israeli authorities. Our solution is very accurate from false positive and false negative. It's optimized. The power consumption, the battery power consumption is also optimized, and now it's even undetectable. We are supporting mobile phones back to 5 years back, and our privacy policy is very, very, very strict. All the IDs are randomized. We don't use any kind of location. We don't use any kind of ID, mobile phone number. We are also working serverless, and we are providing a full contact tracing and social distancing solution. You can see it, how it works here. There is two users, user A and user B, that are together in distance of, for instance, 1 meter. The system is recording the contact between them. After that, if there is someone is infected with COVID-19, he goes to his admin. The admin gives him one-time passcode in order to report about his situation. This log file of who was found positive to corona is pushed to all the mobile phones in the company, and our module in the mobile phone is making cross-matching between the log file of the employee and the log file of who was found carrier infected, and the mobile phone, after searching and after cross-matching, if there was exposure, it will notify the user that he was exposed, and he needs to go to this admin in order to get further instructions. So actually, this technology that we are using here is quite familiar to CV2X. It's part of the 5G technology. The issue is that CV2X is operating in 5.9 gigahertz. 5.9 gigahertz is not optimal for bypassing obstacles, so the range can be not more than 50 meters. Our technology can achieve 10 times more, and this is why we can use it in the automotive domain and provide a full pedestrian safety solution. What we are looking for in Japan, we want to collaborate with the cellular service providers in order to integrate our solution as the SDK solution for safety reasons. And we also looking for smart cities in order to do pilot with them. We are now in the middle of raising our A round. There is one company in Japan that wants to invest us, but they are not lead, so we are looking for lead investor. So that's all from. If there is any questions, I will happy to answer.
質疑応答に移りたいと思います。質問ある方は、チャット機能もしくはクエスチョン&アンサーの方にお書きください。
So, if there isn't to do themselves other than carrying, our solution is based on mobile phone, as I mentioned, and it works with now for mobile phone to mobile phone. In the future, we have established a relationship between several OEMs, including in Japan, 2 companies in Japan, in order to integrate our solution at the current facility of the car. So we can integrate our solution to be part of the cockpit car cockpit or car hub or infotainment system. This is the long run strategy. It's working with OEMs, it takes time. Because of that, we are operating in smart cities and close compounds. This is go local strategy. It's very important for us because we can integrate our SDK solution to achieve vast distribution by adding our solution to the current application. It can be city application, it can be other applications like Waze, etc. So this is our first strategy to go to market. And in parallel, we are establishing, as I mentioned, a relationship with the OEMs in order to integrate it into the car itself.
Okay, thank you so much, Gabi-san. It's already time is out.
Okay, so if you have any questions, please send me privately. I mean, I'll try to answer all the questions that we have.
Okay, thank you so much. それでは次は、ビナ AI ファウンダー CEO のデビッド・ママンさん、よろしくお願いします。
Now you can actually even hear me. So hi everyone, and thank you very much, Suguro-san, Hamada-san, Karael-san, and Noah-san for making this event for us. Not only for Bina, but for the entire team. It's a pleasure presenting through to the entire team and to the entire partners and potential partners in Japan. So my name is David Maman. I'm the founder, CEO, and CTO of Bina AI. At Bina AI, me and my two co-founders have been spending quite some time on bringing Bina together and building this kind of a corporation and capabilities. From Bina's point of view, Bina was founded at the mid of 2016, and today we're a team of just about 50 people, but we have over a dozen PhDs and researchers in Bina that help us to create the technology that I'm going to share with you. During the past over, I guess, 6 months, we've been receiving a lot of different recognitions, from winning the CES Innovation Awards of 2020, and we also won the Entity Data Open Innovation Contest in January in Japan this year. Bina AI as a company, I guess that the core thing of what we're doing, we are enabling the capability of extracting vital signs of a person just by using a smartphone. We do not require any additional wearable. We do not acquire any additional hardware. We are able to deliver a software-only solution that can run almost on any iPhone and Android device to be able to extract vital signs just by using the cameras as part of the smartphone technology. Today, what we've been able to provide is that the technology can run as part of your software, or can run or as an additional software from Bina. And today technology, and just to talk a little bit about the technology, so everything starts with a face detection. So we have to make sure that the person is available, and we should be able to actually track him in order to continuously extract the vital signs that we're interested in the face. The only part that we're actually analyzing is the upper cheeks of the face. We do not analyze the eyes, we do not analyze any type of identifiable features of the person's face, and then using the light reflection intensity from the person's cheeks, we're able to extract the vital signs from the person's face. Today, we're already in production extracting heart rate, oxygen saturation, SpO2, respiration rate, mental stress level, and also heart rate variability, SDNN. And everything is available out of the software only, running on the mobile device. So it does not require from you to have any additional type of hardware. By the end of next month, by the end of the quarter, we will be releasing blood pressure as well. And we're already working on hemoglobin level, temperature, and other types of capabilities. So because we are using cameras only in the smartphone, we're able to use both of the camera devices. From the front-facing camera, which we can do it completely contactless, no touch, no any type of interaction is required from this point of view. But if you're in bed at night and you don't have the conditions that allows you to extract it from your face, you're able to use your finger and place it on the back camera of the device. So we're actually able to use both both cameras as part of a smartphone device in order to extract those vital signs. The front-facing camera, which provide us the option to extract the information from the person's face, or the back camera that you can place your finger on so we can extract the vital signs in the same level of accuracy with a contact or contactless using the front-facing camera. So the big question, of course, is about accuracy, whether this is just a gadget or this is aiming and we're on the path to be a full class 2 and class 3 medical device. So far, we went through a few different clinical trials, and that allows us to validate the accuracy of each and every read that we're able to provide to our customers. We are in the process of a Canada Health submission in Canada. We're in the process of FDA. CE have already been submitted for Europe, and we're adding more and more validations as the time passes. Hopefully, we'll be able to get an FDA approval at the beginning of next year, Canada Health this year, and we're still researching regarding PMDA approval in Japan. So just in order to give you the scope of the supporting capabilities, the entire technology works on the device itself. And using a 5G communication, we're able to provide an ongoing tracking of each and every person who uses their smartphone to be able to extract their vital signs, to provide them a trend analysis, to provide them predictions. Today, we've been able to prove that we support any skin tone and any skin thickness. So from the extreme white colors of skin up to the extreme dark colors of skin, everything is supported just by using the smartphone cameras. We provide a medical grade accuracy, and we also can support almost any age as part of the trials that we've been able to conduct during the past year. When it comes to privacy, which is an extremely important factor, it's really important to make it clear. We do not record a video. We do not record an image. We do not have any identifiable features. The only part of the person that we're actually analyzing is the upper cheeks. So a person can be with the sunglasses, a person can be with a beard, a person can be with a hat. We're only able to extract the vital signs just out of the person's cheeks. So how we deliver this kind of a technology before we discuss the different use cases that can be used with this kind of a technology. With the majority of our customers, we are providing an SDK, a software development kit, which means that you can implement all of those capabilities inside of your applications. And once you have an application with users running, you're able to provide them a full wellness and health monitoring system that is based on their smartphone without the need to buy a smartwatch, without the need to actually provide additional extractions out of the person's face. Besides providing you an SDK for Android or iPhone or even other operating system, we're able to provide you a full white label platform that you can have up and running in a very short time in order to manage everything and see how actually those kind of capabilities are running. One of our key customers today is actually from Japan, and we have been working with Sompo for over a year and a half now. Sompo have also joined as a strategic investor in the previous round in Bina, and Sompo is using Bina's mental stress level detection in order to estimate the stress level of their customers, client, and employees. So using our technology, it was embedded as part of Sompo application in order to extract vital signs to be able to measure mental stress level and how much a person is stressed. So the technology itself, as I mentioned, runs almost on any smartphone using only the smartphone cameras, and we do not collect any identifiable features. But let's talk about the use cases. So today, once that COVID-19 have started to spread around, and everyone at first was sure that temperature is the most important indicative, but from papers that we've been able to see in Japan, in Tokyo, in New York, in Italy, and Spain, it was able to prove that only 30% of the people that were admitted to the hospital have a high temperature. And the most important indicators are actually oxygen saturation, heart rate, and SpO2. And by being able to provide those kind of vital sign extraction using our smartphone application, you're actually able to determine what is the likelihood of a person to be containing a COVID-19 or any other type of illness that can indicate those kind of fevers. And for COVID-19, we have a full platform that's called CareBook, and we're able to provide you the option to be able to determine using a questionnaire as well, that you're able to determine whether a person and what is the likelihood to be COVID-19 infected. So this entire technology is also being delivered as a full platform using CareBook system that you can actually distribute to all your customers in order to measure what is the ability for you to be a COVID-19 carrier, whether you would like the person to not show at work or you would like to manage it. Another system that we have been working on lately and should be available shortly that we determine as a back to work system. Because now that companies are starting to go back to work, we can, I guess, define it to two different types of organization. Essential employees from food manufacturing to energy manufacturing, financial institutions, and those kind of people would really like to make sure that none of their employees comes to the office or to the manufacturing line with the COVID-19, because parts of the company can go missing because people will be sick or even very sick, God forbid. So using the back to work system, a person can actually have a notification to run the application before he leaves home. So every morning before going to work, a person just runs the application, and because we're able to extract the vital signs, we can provide a recommendation. Should you go to work or should you stay at home and have another trial when it's needed? And if a person was identified that he have a high likelihood to be infected with COVID-19, then you're able to actually alert all the different employees that work with him at the same team, at the same room, or maybe even in the same floor in the building. Please work from home for 2 days to see if you're also developing COVID-19 symptoms in order to prevent a massive infection in the company. The back to work system works, again, a software only solution with a very basic forward question that a person can actually use as part of their solution. Extremely easy to use, available, and easily used. When we're talking about other service providers, such as airlines, hotels, hospitality industries, and in all of those industries, today, everyone was focused only about security and homeland security. But now all those industries that create a human interacting environment will have to also make sure that no one is infected. So using our technology, we are now in the process of implementing it in one of the largest airlines in the United States. So during the online check-in with the application, a person will be able to have a quick checkup in order to determine if he can actually go to the flight or he should stay at home and check again in a few hours to see if it's actually getting better. So those kind of capabilities of remote vital sign extraction provide you the option to actually manage the entire health level and likelihood of infection contagious just by using your smartphone application. In Sompo, we've been able to move to production with the ability to extract stress level. And when we're talking about stress level, how we measure stress level, we were able to implement the full official Bayevsky stress index in order to measure what's the mental stress level. The Bayevsky stress index, by the way, is the source of the US stress index and the European stress index. And this is also what SOMPO implemented as part of their application as well. The ability to measure mental stress level just by using your application. Another use case, just in a very high level, is the option to detect livelihood inside of a car. So for example, if in autonomous vehicles, you would like to make sure that the person is at least alive and healthy. So you're able to do all of that just by having this technology over a smartphone or embedded inside of your automotive device. So you can determine that if, God forbid, a person receives a heart attack, a corpse will not get to its destination, a dead body. Just you will be able even to reroute the car to go to the hospital if you detect a decreasing vital signs out of the person's face. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to say that we opened our activity in Japan officially just before we answer our question. And Hirao-san, which is joining us today, is Bina VP Sales in Japan. So we have a full local person from Bina itself that is actively available in Japan and will be more than happy to conduct any question. So I will quickly answer questions that have been asked. How long does it takes to measure? So heart rate and oxygen saturation takes about 20 seconds. We're able to extract respiration rate between 35 seconds to 40 seconds. HRV and stress level can be measured in about 1 minute. Blood pressure that will be released next month we're able to measure it in about 50 seconds. Have you already read patent approval? Yeah, so we submitted already 4 patents in the US, in Europe, and now in Israel as well, about different aspects and different types of vital signs extractions that we've been able to submit during the past few months as well. What the conditions of your next round? So we are in the process of our next major round. So far, Bina have raised almost $15 million, and now we're going to a very major round that we have also a few leads, but we'll be happy to discuss when whoever is interested. Another question for Bina. I answered the how long. Yes, so we do have an office in Japan, and you can also contact us at info-japan@bina.ai, and we'll be more than happy to contact you with our VP Sales in Japan, Hirao-san, which also joined me in this conversation and is available. No need for calibration, and this is a very important question because a lot of people are really afraid that you need to use the app for 2 months or 2 weeks or 2 days to calibrate it. There is no calibration. There is no baseline needed. On the first time you run the application, all the different vital signs are being extracted. No calibration for any of the vital signs. So thank you very much again for having us, and I will answer all the rest of the question that we don't have the time to answer right now. Thank you very much, everyone. どうもありがとうございます。
デビッドさん、ありがとうございました。本日はお忙しい中、たくさんの皆様にご出席を賜りまして誠にありがとうございました。また長時間にわたりたくさんの方にご清聴いただき厚く御礼を申し上げます。質疑応答では多くの質問をいただきましたが時間の関係上打ち切らせていただきました。今回登壇した企業にご質問やご興味のある方は弊部もしくは私の方にご連絡ください。今回、各企業との面談の時間を用意したのですが、たくさんのご希望いただきまして、本日、面談の機会をご用意できなかった企業さんもございます。各企業との面談をご希望の方は、こちらの私のメールアドレスの方にご連絡いただければ、後日設定いたしますので、ご連絡のほどよろしくお願いいたします。また、弊部のウェブサイト、こちらに今映っているものですね、こちらの方にも今後オンラインイベントの告知などさせていただきますので、こちらの方も見ていただければと思います。それでは、明日も 5G 関連イスラエルスタートアップ企業5社をご紹介いたしますので、また明日もご参加の方よろしくお願いします。本日はご清聴ありがとうございました。